Yanam namaskrityam naram jaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nishtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nishtake Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 24, Keshavadhrita, Meena Sharira, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Matsya Avatar, the pastimes of Matsya Avatar, the Lord's fish incarnations. We're almost towards the end of this chapter. We have read till text number 52. We'll read one more prayer of Satyavrata Muni to Matsya Avatar and then the teachings of Matsya Avatar. So let's see one last prayer of Satyavrata Muni. Tvam tvaham deva varam varenyam prapadya isham pratibodhanaya chinde artha dipair bhagavan vachobhir granthin hridayan vivrinu swam okaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Supreme Lord, for self-realization I surrender unto you, who are worshipped by the demigods as the Supreme Personality, Supreme Controller of everything. By your instructions exposing life's purpose, kindly cut the knot from the core of my heart and let me know the destination of my life. Purport. Sometimes it is argued that people do not know who is spiritual master and that finding a spiritual master from whom to get enlightenment in regard to the destination of life is very difficult. To answer all these questions, King Satyavrata shows us the way to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the real spiritual master. The Supreme Lord has given full directions in the Bhagavad Gita about how to deal with everything in the material world and how to return home back to Godhead. Therefore, one should not be misled by the so-called gurus who are rascals and fools. Rather, one should directly see the Supreme Personality of God as the guru or instructor. It is difficult, however, to understand Bhagavad Gita without the help of guru. Therefore, guru appears in the parampara system. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Supreme Personality of God recommends Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya ubdekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because as he has seen the truth. Lord Kṛṣṇa directly instructed Arjuna. Arjuna is therefore Tattvadarshi or Guru. Arjuna accepted the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Similarly, following in the footsteps of Sri Arjuna, who is the personal devotee of the Lord, one should accept the supremacy of the Lord Kṛṣṇa as supported by Vyasa, Devala, Asita, Narada, and later by Acharyas Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, and Vishnu Swami, and still later by the greatest Acharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Where then is the difficulty in finding a guru? If one is sincere, he can find the guru and learn everything. One should take lessons from the guru and find out the goal of life. Maharaj Satyavrata therefore shows us the way of the Mahajan. Mahajano yinagata sapantaha. One should surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Shavatara, and learn from him about the spiritual world and the goal of life. Goal of life. Hare Krishna. So basically, one should take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Now one may ask, where do I find bona fide spiritual master? So Prabhupada is saying, if one is sincere, it's not difficult. Krishna will send the right guru, like how he sent Narad Muni in the life of Dhruva. Dhruva didn't know where to find the guru, but he had the sincerity. His mother told, go to Vishnu, he'll help you. He had the sincerity, I want Vishnu. If the goal is pure, Krishna will send the right person and take the wrong person out. If we have bad association, bad so-called Baba, Guru, this and that, like how he took out Shukracharya from the life of Bali, because Bali had the right intention, he had the right goal. So he'll take out all the unrequired things and add all the required things. And I really like this prayer, which Krishna Prabhu shares. Krishna, please open the doors you want me to take, and please close the doors you don't want me to go through. Very, very important prayer, very, very beautiful. So we can also pray. Krishna, please give me the association of those whom you feel will be conducive to my spiritual goal. And please take the association away from whom you feel will not be conducive for my bhakti, for my eternal goal of life. So, and it applies to everything. Krishna, please give me the things you feel will be conducive for my bhakti and take out the things which you feel will not be conducive. It can be for any aspect, association, sincerity, guru, opportunities, wealth, skills. What's the use of the skills if it takes us away from Krishna, right? But if it is good, if Krishna feels that this skill will be useful and to bring us closer to Krishna, then Krishna, you may give them. You know what is right for me. I don't know. I will do my best. But if you feel that this skill would be conducive for my bhakti, you may please give it. But if you feel something which I have or I desire to have, but it's not conducive, you please kindly take it in. Same with wealth, same with health, same with desires, same with family, same with association, same with everything. Same with Guru, same with Sadhu Sangha, same with Shastra. So surrender. He's taking full shelter of Guru. Okay, let's read the next verse, 54. Doesn't get. Yes, Dhir Prabhu, you want to read?
Shri Sukha Uvacha Iti Utthavantam Napatim Bhagavan Adipurusha Matsya Rupi Maham Bodhau Vihara Tattvam Abraved. Translation by Stephen Gracie. Translation by Stephen Gracie Bhaktivedanta from Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sukadeva Goswami continued, when Satyavrata had thus prayed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has assumed the form of a fish, the Lord, while moving in the water of inundation, explained to him the absolute truth. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wonderful verse here. So Sukadeva Goswami is continuing to tell that when Satyavrata Muni has prayed with love and devotion towards Supreme Personality of Godhead Kṛṣṇa, who was in the form of Matsya, so while moving in the water, and explained about the absolute truth as we learned in the previous verses. Please add, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So now here, until the previous verse, the great Satyavrata Muni was offering prayers. But now here, the Lord is speaking. They're talking to each other. The devotee is talking to the Lord, offering prayers, and the Lord is reciprocating. Both are great. It's because Satyavrata Muni is not an ordinary soul. The Lord wanted to use him for his divine plan. So this we have already discussed the time of even the whole Bhū Svā was covered with water. So this 8 million mile long fish incarnation of the Lord. So let's see a few more verses in this connection. Yes, Lakshay, Abu Prabhu, want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. 55. Purana Samhitam Divyam Sankhya Yoga Kriyavatam Satyavratasya Rajas Atma Guhyam Ashis Atta. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead thus explained to King Satyavrata the spiritual science known as Sankhya Yoga, the science by which one distinguishes between matter and spirit. In other words, Bhakti Yoga. Along with the instruction contained in the Puranas, the old histories, and the Samhitas, the Lord explains himself in all these literatures. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Lakshay Prabhu. Sankhya Yoga, he gave all these knowledge to, he means the fish, to Satyavrata Muni and other people assembled. Sankhya Yoga here is mentioned as Bhakti Yoga. It's more like analytical study. Okay, this is not the absolute. Okay, this phone is not absolute. This pen is not absolute. So distinguishing matter from spirit. And ultimately, one will reach this conclusion of what is the real truth. But Bhakti Yoga is more like straightforward process. But the goal is same, identifying with matter and spirit. In the Bhakti Yoga, it's more like descending process. We go in the even when new person comes to ISKCON in the 1 or 2 classes, in the first 1 or 2 classes they will hear that I'm not the body, the spirit, soul. Body is matter, soul is spiritual. So pretty much in every class, in some way or form, this point is brought up. But in analytical study, this will come, but at a way later stage. So it's more lengthier process. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Saradharma Parityaja, give up wine and all varieties of religion. So in short, the Lord was telling about these different processes of self-realization, Puranas, Itihasas, Samhitas, etc. Let's take 1 or 2 more verses. 56. Anyone?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
Take 56. Asraushit risivihi sakam atma tattvam asamsayam navi asino bhagavata proktam brahma sanatanam. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. While sitting in the boat, King Satyavrata, accompanied by the great saintly persons, listened to the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in regard to self-realization. These instructions were all from the eternal Vedic literature, Brahma. Thus, the king and sages had no doubt about the absolute truth. So here all the great saintly persons and the king Satyavrata listened the instructions, and about the absolute truth spoken by Matsya Avatar, who is no other than the Supreme Lord. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So again, the process of Shravanam is glorified here. When we also hear the instructions of Lord coming through his devotees, coming through Bhagavatam, coming through Bhagavad Gita, etc., then we will also have no doubt. Very, very important lesson. When we sincerely hear the spiritual subject matter, so all our doubts, which are like demons, will be eradicated. So hearing is emphasized so many times in so many ways, in so many verses, and we have to also see that it's not that okay, now I'm a new devotee, so I should hear. After some years, then I will just speak because I'm an old devotee or I've heard a lot. That was not the mood of Lord Chaitanya. Here, Satyavrata Muni is a Rajrishi. All these saintly people present in the boat, they are great saintly people, accompanied by great, not just saintly people, great saintly people. They are also hearing. Because the more one grows in bhakti, the more one intensifies in Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. It's not that they say, okay, now I don't need to hear about Lord. Because if one feels like that, that means one is, that's not the right mood. It is something is not right. If one thinks that I am very, very advanced in bhakti, now I don't need to hear. Prabhupada would say to his disciples, now you read Krishna book. And he would hear with great joy, with great kind of ever fresh, Nav Yavanam cha. Nityam is like a freshly churned butter. And the disciples would ask, Prabhupada, you only wrote this book, why are you like so, sometimes, I am just honestly confessing that sometimes there is a, pastime which I may have already heard, read, then I'm not so inclined. I'll hear it as but in my heart I know, okay, after this is going to happen, after this is going to happen. But that really tells my lack of hearing. That really tells my insincerity, that the rasa is not there, the joy is not there, the eagerness is not there, the determination, the enthusiasm is missing. That means I have not even really heard. Lord Chaitanya had so much enthusiasm. Prabhupada, like a baby, enthusiastic, eager to hear the same book which he has written. The disciples asked, why, Prabhupada, you have only written these books? The Prabhupada said, no, Krishna only wrote these books. I'm just an instrument. So this is the real sign of a saintly person, eagerness in hearing. Canto Prabhu, you want to read one verse?
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yeah, sure.
Text 57. Atita paralaya paya utityasa vidasin atva suram ayagrivam vedan pratyahar dariha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai.
At the end of the last introduction,
Inundation
during the period of
Swayambhuva
Manu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead killed the demon named
Hayagriva
and delivered all the Vedic literatures to Lord Brahma when Lord Brahma awakened from sleeping.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Canto, Chakrikant, Vijay, mostly reading. So this is the first first fish incarnation. Until this point, with the Satyavrata Muni's interaction, it was the Chakshusha Manu or the sixth Manu. But this is again, we are going back to the first, which happened at the end of last day of Brahma. Hayagriva, horse-necked demon. So Hayagriva is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord as well. And Hayagriva is this name of demon as well. But they are two separate entities, and not the same. Hayagriva also helped to protect the Vedas. Here, the same Hayagriva, or the same name, or the same personality, stole the knowledge. He did like a software attack on Brahmaji's cybersecurity system and condensed everything and took down in the ocean. Pralaya Paya. In the Pralaya Paya, the water. But the Lord said, okay, you go in water, I'll come in the water as a water creature, fish. And brought the knowledge back. Okay. Can read one more verse and then we'll pause. Yes, this one.
I can read now.
Yes, please, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, text 58. Satu Satyavrato Raja Jnana Vijnana Sanyutaha Vishnu Prasad Kalpesmin Asida Vivasvato Munu. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. King Satyavrata was illuminated with all Vedic knowledge by the mercy of the Lord Vishnu, and in this period, he has now taken birth as Vivasvatamanu, the son of the sun god. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura gives the verdict that Satyavrata appeared in the Chakshushu Manvantara. When the Chakshushu Manvantara ended, the period of Vivasvatamanu began. By the grace of the Lord Vishnu, Satyavrata received instruction from the second fish incarnation and was thus enlightened in all spiritual knowledge. So here you can see that the two incarnations of the fish, one is for the Vivasvat, and the second is for the King Satyavrata, and how he killed the first one, and the second, how he saved the Satyavrata, King Satyavrata. That has been concluded here, Prabhu. Back to you.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Very nice, Prabhuji. So just a conclusion in the last verse. Shukdev Goswami concluded the first fish incarnation, and this one pretty much concluded the second fish incarnation and kind of concluding the chapter also. So the son of Vivaswan. Who is sun god? Vivaswan. The son of Vivaswan is Vaivasvat Manu, which is currently going on because seventh Manu is going on. Also known as Shraddhadev. Vaivasvat Manu, also known as Shraddhadev. So Lord has his arrangements, pastimes. One important point to note that being a Manu means a very responsible position. But the Lord gave the intelligence to rule as a Manu in the right way, being directly instructed by the Lord, having direct darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the blessings of the Brahmanas, devotees. Lord instructed Satyavrata Muni personally and arranged that will become the Manu in the next tenure, which is currently going on. So our true leader, Manu, was with Manu, because we are in the 7th Manvantara, is a great devotee of the Lord, who had the personal darshan of the Lord. Isn't that amazing? Just to know that, yeah, if every country's leader is like that, guess what would happen to the whole world? It will be Vaikuntha. So, just some thoughts to reflect on. Any other comments, additions, thoughts, questions before we pause? We'll take the last few verses maybe tomorrow. Anything before we stop for today? Tantra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Śrīmad-Satyavrata ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyo Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.